enjoyed the video of the Air Jordan 4 UNC. So now we're gonna talk about how many were made, and we're also gonna talk about where to get it, and then we're gonna talk about resale, and that's it. So now the first thing I want to talk about is and we always want to talk about the stockists, who's getting the shoes. That's the most important part of this process. So now when I was doing my research, what I found is as far as the retailers, the major chains beside Nike, you have Foot Locker, Foot Action Champs, Eastbay Online Only, Finish Line, JD Sports, Dick's, Hibbert, and then for the smaller chains, you have Jimmy Jazz, DTLR, Rue Villa, and for the boutiques, I have like a few store and Okium Food Shop and a couple of other ones. Now you can always check on Sneakers to see what kind of stockings they have in addition to the one that I gave you. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our assumptions. Now for the assumptions, I'm gonna give Foot Locker, Champs, and Foot Action about 40% of the total inventory, because what I did was I went on the FLX app, and the app just gives you pretty much the maps of all the places that are getting the shoe. So basically, all Foot Lockers are gonna get the shoe, all Champs are gonna get the shoe, and all Foot Action are gonna get the shoe. So now the next step, which is the hardest, is figuring out how many pairs per store. Now for Foot Locker, because Foot Locker is the bigger one out of all the three, I'm gonna give Foot Locker 18 pairs. Now within Foot Locker, you also have another subdivision, which is House of Hoops locations. Now for House of Hoops, I'm gonna give them 48. And then for Champs and Foot Action, I'm gonna give them 12 pairs per store, because for the last one, when I was working on the Jordan 5 Raging Bulls, that's what happened. They had 12 each. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action Online a third of the total the physical stores are getting. So that means if Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs are getting a 3,000 pairs in store, the online allocation will be 1,000. So I'm just giving you a number to understand why I'm using a third and all that, what it means. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Eastbay a quarter of what Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs Online are receiving. So that's our assumptions. Now the next thing we're going to do is just finding our numbers, and that's pretty easy. So for regular Foot Locker, it's going to be 830 times 18, because 830 out of 1,000 Foot Locker stores, we have 170 that belongs to House of Hoops, and the other 830 that's going to be for Foot Locker. So for Foot Locker, it's going to be 830 times 18, which is 14,940 pairs. And for House of Hoops location, it's going to be 170 times 48, which is 8160. And then for Champs, 547 times 12, which is 6564. And for Foot Action, it's going to be 210 times 12, which is 2520. And for the online allocation, we add all these numbers together, divided by 3, we get 10,728 pairs. And then for Eastbay, we're going to take that 10,728 by 4, we divide it by 4, we get 2682, because that's what we said earlier. We said that Eastbay is going to be a quarter of what Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs Online are getting all together. Now, for the total for Foot Locker and its derivatives, so we're going to add all the numbers for the stores and the online allocation, add all these things together, you come up with 45,594 pairs, and I can stretch this number to 48,000. That's because of possible errors that I made in my assumptions, so I'm going to take it up to 48,000. Now, in the beginning, at the outset, I told you that this was 40% of the total inventory for North America. So to find the total production for just the USA, we're going to do 48,000 plus 48,000 plus 48,000 divided by 2, because it's 40% plus 40% plus 20%, because 40 plus 40 plus 20, that gives you 100%, okay? So when you add all these numbers together, you get 120,000 pairs, which you see now. Now, for the global production, so because all other countries are getting, I'm going to stretch this to 250. So I'm going to say it's going to be, the total production is going to be anywhere between 120,000 and 250,000 pairs. This is what I'm thinking based on my numbers. Now, I have to tell you my disclaimer. I don't work for the brands. I don't work for any of them. I don't work for Foot Locker. I don't work for Nike. So everything that I do is based on assumptions that are based on patterns that I've seen in the past. So I create this and I use this to find my numbers. Now, let's talk about resale. Now, the shoe, so far I did the resale between April the 14th and Tuesday, April the 20th. Between those numbers, those 2 dates, not the 2 dates, that's between Wednesday and Tuesday the 20th, that's about 6 days. Within the 6 days, the shoe went from 534 to 501. So the chart that I will give you in a minute, it shows you a breakdown of all these numbers. So I'm thinking the shoe is not going to sell for any less than $450 because it's a shoe that everybody wants. Okay, so the resale value based on these numbers is going to be anywhere between $450 and $500. Now I'm going to give you also a resale by size so you can see what sizes to aim for. If you look on my screen now, you're going to see it again. Size 7, you're thinking about 520. Your profits like plus 260, and 7.5 you're making about 270. 8 about 235. 8.5 about 245. 9 about 261. 10 about 273. Size 10.5 260. Size 11 270. Size 11.5 about 280, and so on and so forth. So you can kind of see that the larger the size, the better the shoe. The shoe's going to sell out. That's not even a question. And if you want to buy it now, I'll have a link for it in the description. Now, I'm not done yet because I also spotted fake ones. And I'm going to be writing an article on the fake ones because you got to be careful, guys. There's a lot of fakes out there now. So I'm going to give you a link in the description where you can figure out how to authenticate your pair, because this is going to be a one that a lot of the bootleggers are going to aim for. So be careful. Also, I wanted to share this with you. I wrote an article a couple of days ago because I spotted a fake. I didn't really spot it. I was going through my routine checkout and I saw this Travis Scott Jordan 1 Chicago from a bootlegger. And I saw the shoe. I was totally blown by what they've done, man. This shoe looks incredibly nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why Nike hasn't done this yet. Like, the bootleggers are always ahead of schedule. They come up with like great looking sneakers before Nike even thinks about it. If Nike were to bring this shoe out, it will sell out like automatically. It will sell out instantly. I'm thinking Nike should make this and make about 1 million pairs, because that's a shoe that is gorgeous looking. It looks nice in every way because you have that red and white, and which is reminiscent of the Bulls uniform, and the black that tops it off a little bit. And it's just a backward like swoosh logo. Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for more. Like, I don't even know why Nike hasn't done it. And then you can see that the figure on the back there. It looks great, man. Like, I don't know, the bootleggers, and what they've done, which is crazy, is this: they've ascribed the style number of the shoe that they created to the Mocha Travis Scott, which means if you search for this shoe on Google, this is going to pop up. So they are pretty smart in how they operate, man. I wrote an article on the US sneakers and Jordan retros. If you want to read that, check the link in the description. I'll have that for you, okay? This is it for today, guys. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email or send me questions. And please like, share, and then subscribe to the channel, because if this kind of stuff takes me a long time to do. So if you really appreciate the information and it's been helpful to you, please do share it and do like the video, and then share it with your friends. Again, thanks for watching. This is Ty from Master Kicks, and stay tuned for more stuff. Thank you.